I get it. Sometimes it feels like everyone else is moving ahead while you're standing still. You scroll through your phone and it seems like people your age are buying houses, launching businesses, getting promotions, building relationships, living these polished, perfect lives. And you're sitting there thinking, what am I doing wrong? We've all felt that way. That quiet panic that creeps in at night. That pressure in your chest that whispers, you're behind. And here's the part nobody tells you. You're not behind. You're just building differently. You know what's crazy? We've turned life into this invisible race with imaginary deadlines. By a certain age, you should have this. By another age, you should achieve that. And if you don't, something must be wrong with you. But who decided that timeline? Who created that rule book? Because last time I checked, nobody handed you a personalized schedule at birth. Most people get stuck here. They compare their chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 10. They look at someone's highlight reel and measure it against their behind-the-scenes reality. And that comparison, it steals your joy faster than almost anything else. Here's the truth. Growth is not loud. It's not flashy. It doesn't always look impressive from the outside. Sometimes growth looks like getting out of bed when you didn't want to. Sometimes it looks like applying for one more job after being rejected 5 times. Sometimes it looks like choosing not to text someone who treated you poorly. That's growth. It just doesn't get applause. And this might surprise you. The people you think are ahead are dealing with doubts you can't see. They question themselves too. They feel insecure too. They wonder if they're doing enough. Success doesn't eliminate uncertainty. It just changes the scenery around it. We've all been conditioned to think progress has to be dramatic. Big wins, huge milestones, overnight changes. But real progress, it's boring. It's repetitive. It's showing up when nobody is clapping. It's doing the work when you don't feel motivated. Look, motivation is great, but it's unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather. Discipline, on the other hand, is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It just asks, are you going to do this anyway? And here's the part nobody expects. The seasons where you feel stuck are often the seasons where you're being prepared. When nothing seems to be happening, something is forming underneath. Skills are being sharpened. Patience is being built. Character is being tested. Think about it. If everything came easily, would you really value it? If you never struggled, would you know how strong you are? Probably not. Pressure reveals things about you that comfort never will. This is where everything changes. The moment you stop asking, why am I not there yet? And start asking, what can I build today? Even if it's small. Even if it's messy. Even if nobody notices. Because small steps compound. One workout turns into a routine. One saved dollar turns into stability. One honest conversation turns into a stronger relationship. One skill practiced daily turns into mastery. It's not glamorous, but it works. And let's talk about fear for a second. That voice in your head that says, what if I fail? That fear is loud, isn't it? It can paralyze you. It convinces you to wait until you feel ready. But here's something powerful. You don't become confident before you act. You become confident because you act. Confidence is built through evidence. Every time you do something uncomfortable and survive it, your brain takes note. Every time you try again after messing up, you collect proof that you're capable. That's how self-belief grows. Not from positive quotes, from repeated action. And wait, it gets better. Failure is not the opposite of progress. It's part of it. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can imagine. The only difference is they didn't interpret failure as a final verdict. They saw it as feedback. You didn't get the job. Feedback. The relationship didn't work out. Feedback. The project flopped. Feedback. Painful. Absolutely. Permanent. Not unless you decide it is. Most people quit in the valley. They stop when it feels slow. They back out when results aren't immediate. And I understand why. It's exhausting to keep going when you can't see the outcome yet. But the valley is where resilience is built. It's where you learn who you are without applause. Look, you are allowed to feel tired. You are allowed to feel uncertain. You are allowed to have days where your energy's low and your confidence dips. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. The key is not avoiding those feelings. It's refusing to let them define your direction. And here's something else that matters. Your path doesn't have to look like anyone else's to be valid. Maybe you took longer to figure out your career. Maybe you switched majors. Maybe you're starting over at 30, or 40, or 60. So what? There is no expiration date on growth. You are not late. You are learning. When you stop rushing your timeline, something shifts inside you. You breathe differently. You make decisions from intention instead of panic. You focus on alignment instead of comparison. And that shift, it changes everything. Instead of chasing what looks impressive, you start building what feels meaningful. Instead of trying to impress everyone, you start asking yourself, does this align with who I want to become? Because at the end of the day, success without fulfillment feels empty. And slow progress toward something meaningful feels powerful. And here's the part nobody tells you. Consistency beats intensity every single time. You don't need a dramatic transformation. You need sustainable habits. You don't need to reinvent yourself overnight. You need to commit to small improvements daily. 1% better today. That's it. Not perfect, just better. Imagine where you'd be a year from now if you stopped quitting on yourself. If you kept showing up even when it felt inconvenient. If you forgave yourself faster and refocused quicker. That version of you isn't a fantasy. It's built through repetition. So if you're feeling behind right now, take a breath. Seriously. Pause. The fact that you care about your growth already means you're not complacent. The fact that you're thinking about improving already puts you ahead of where you were yesterday. Your journey might be quieter. It might be slower. It might not make for flashy social media posts, but that doesn't make it less real. It makes it yours. Keep going. Keep building. Keep learning. Even when it feels invisible. Even when it feels small. Even when it feels like nobody sees the effort you're putting in. Because one day, you'll look back and realize this wasn't the season where you were falling behind. It was the season where you were laying foundations, strengthening routes, becoming someone stronger, wiser, and more grounded than you've ever been. You are not behind. You are becoming. If this message hit you, comment iron below. This channel isn't for everyone. Only for those who choose discipline over comfort. Subscribe if you re one of Tim. I'll see you at the top.